Well, it's not something you see every day, swimming in Corpus Christi Bay, but there it was. Yep, right there. That's a manatee, also known as a sea cow. This one was spotted near the Corpus Christi Marina. And our Taylor Adenise, they're live tonight with what researchers are saying about this. Taylor.
Joe, researchers say manatees come into the bay about every 2 years looking for warmer water, so seeing one is a special and rare treat. Now, researchers with the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Harte Institute say it's unusual to see manatees towards the back end of the bay. They say manatees will sometimes pass by Port Aransas, so they'll come into the inner harbor temporarily. Researchers say they are very calm animals and can weigh between 500 to over 2,000 pounds. They really are gentle vegetarian giants, and most of the time they are looking for fresh water. So we asked researchers, does the tropical storm in the Gulf have anything to do with seeing a manatee right now?
The storm is quite a good ways from us. They only swim about 5 miles per hour, so this would be a long way to be able to move that quickly out in front of the storm. But probably it's coming up from our south, and it's just moving as the water's warm.
Researchers say they worry about the manatee being so close to the marina. They say they are very susceptible to propeller scarring, so if they want to warn boaters if they happen to see one to be careful around it. We did have a drone out here this afternoon to see if we could find the manatee. Researchers say if you are looking to see one, this might be your chance to. Maybe you'll have better luck than we did. Live from the Bayfront, Taylor Adenise, 3 News.
Okay, Taylor, thanks.